Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great day. I just wanted to do a little update on volatility in the coin space. So if you guys have been paying attention to my videos and some of my writings, I've been talking about how I think Bitcoin is going to stick around that $100,000 level, that we could dip below there, that we could rise above that level, but it's going to act more or less like a magnet. It's just this big kind of round number that I think a lot of people have been waiting for a very long time. And Bitcoin tends to kind of get to these levels and then level off, give back a little, and then start to kind of build up momentum and energy for a new run. So let's look at one of the trades that I did was this Coinbase cash machine trade that I like to do. So we sell some in the money calls sometimes, it's a bit like selling an out of the money put, right? It's a synthetic put, essentially, short put. So not that much different, but in the money call, and I like to do it on names that I kind of want to own for a little bit. But in the case of Coinbase, which I think is kind of an interesting name, it certainly has some beta to the whole, to Bitcoin and the whole complex, so it's definitely not without risk. But I like that it's kind of a middleman, a sort of transactional play on the space rather than betting on one of these miners or MSTR, which is a little bit out there, or some of these other kind of tangential plays. So I kind of like it for that. I think it'll do well no matter whether the ultimate winner is Bitcoin, Ether, Dogecoin, whatever. Of course it's going to be Bitcoin probably, but no matter what gets transacted, these guys are going to be sitting there in the middle like a bookie, kind of trading back and forth, helping people to transact. So we've seen this little drop down. We put this on around December 6th. We saw a drop down, and then we really just kind of done what I thought would happen, which is sit around. We've bumped up above this line right here, which is starting to make it look a little bit good again. But you know what? We haven't really seen the associated reaction out of these stocks that you think you would see with Bitcoin hitting all-time highs. Look at Coinbase. It's basically been sideways since November 12th. Isn't that something? In an area where you've got this incredible neck-breaking volatility, you've got these stocks kind of going a little bit sideways. Now, MSTR might be a little bit different. It's more or less sideways as well since we hit that 550 high, pulled back to about 360, and we've also been going sideways sort of since around November 20th. That's had the added sort of bonus of being added to the NASDAQ, the 100, the QQQ, but even still going sideways. And I said, look, I think these things are going to go relatively sideways with Bitcoin doing not a whole lot, and volatility is going to come down. And look at what's happened here. I know a couple of people have gotten caught long options and they're getting hurt on Vega, right? Vega is your exposure to volatility. If you're long Vega, being essentially long options, you're going to make money when implied volatility rises. You're going to lose money when it drops. And it's going to be vice versa for short options. So I've been playing things from the short side and enjoying this downward move in volatility. Look, MSTR just getting crushed. I mean, we're getting down very close to those levels that we saw early November when we really started to get moving after what I saw which was the M2 money supply breaking out. That was kind of my signal that these things might be in play again. And then we saw volatility explode into these parabolic moves. We're seeing a lot of that in markets these days. So here we are, really, really getting crushed today, except I took the trade off today in coin, right? What's happening is that this position, I put it on for a couple weeks. I was targeting a really, really nice gain, but we're at this point in the trade where it was trading around 315. My strike is 320, so we've gone through the strike price, and it's essentially going to be acting like a short 320 put. So this trade is not in a happy place right now. It's in a place where there's a lot of vulnerability to movement, to that short gamma, right? We could go down, we could go up. Up is much better trade, but a happy place for this trade would be around 330, 335, 340, and above. This is not the best place to be. It is where most of that time value is sitting, but you really don't get this maximum benefit of that time value draining out of these options until the very end. At the money, time value hangs on for dear life. It's just one of those effects of how option decay works. The at the monies are really going to hang on, and I'm not willing to wait around for that risk with FOMC coming up and with this thing having sat around for so long. I think there's a chance Bitcoin could continue to sit around for a few weeks I'm going to reevaluate with a different trade at this point. This trade has come to the end of its usefulness, so I closed it. I made over $7 a contract, so it was a great trade. Could have been better, of course. We could say that about many trades, but terrific. About 2.5% return on risk in about 10 days, which is really, really fantastic. So we'll take another look at this space again after expiry this week, and we'll see how markets are moving around. We'll see how Bitcoin's moving around, potentially put on another one of those cash machine trades. I'll be looking at volatility here. It's starting to get a little bit on the low side. We're almost getting to that point where you might almost want to go long volatility in some way in this space. So I'm still undecided on what I want to do. It's going to be fun to watch, and we'll see you guys in the next video.